Hi, thanks for joining us on Burning Bridges podcast. I'm your co-host, Taimana Akenclose, also known as T, along with my beautiful fiancée, Renz. The reason why I wanted to do this podcast is I've always been curious about what other people have gone through, their adversities and their struggles in life, and how they've dealt with it and how they've healed from it or on the journey of healing, and to become the successful person they are today. And if we can just help one person out there, then this podcast has achieved its purpose. By watching this, you're not going to feel alone, that a lot of people are going through or have gone through a similar situation as yourself. Podcast focuses on more so their change, their turning point to make their life better, to be the person they are today. If you enjoy our podcast, please follow, click that thumbs up and subscribe, and that will help us bring more episodes to you, your everyday person, along with high profile people that's going to bring something that they've never shared in public before. So let's get into this episode. Hope you enjoy. Thanks for joining us on Burning Bridges podcast with another episode. We've just hit a milestone of 10 episodes. When I was doing a bit of research prior to launching our podcast, a lot of podcasts don't get to 10 episodes because of the work that's involved. Well, we've just reached 10 and we're still here. And thank you for all our followers that's joined us as well along this journey. This episode we talked to TJ and Krystal, the proud business owners of the Cuzzys, formerly known as Cuzzys Cafe. It's no longer a cafe because they don't do coffee, but they do a beautiful kai, hangi, raw fish, fried bread, hangi pies, boil up pies. If you have a blended family, run a business, and gone through adversity, then this episode's for you. Don't miss it. And watch till the end, because we've even put a bonus in there with some bloopers. So let's get into the episode. Let's hope you enjoy this, and please follow and subscribe.
The following episode may contain discussions of sensitive and potentially distressing topics. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. This content is intended for mature audiences and may not be suitable for all listeners, for informational purposes only, and does not constitute professional advice, diagnosis or treatment.
Kia ora whānau, my name's TJ.
And I'm Krystal, and we're from the Cuzzys in Zulmere.
And you're listening to Burning Bridges podcast. Mean.
TJ and Krystal, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having us.
Thank
Yes,
you.
it's an honour to have you, Cuzzys now, not
The Cuzzys.
Cuzzys Cafe.
Yep.
The Cuzzys.
The Cuzzys.
Cuzzys.
We've dropped the cafe. We don't do coffee anymore, so yeah.
It didn't really
Yeah.
fit with
Doesn't-
where
no.
we were going.
Yeah.
Like, interesting that's the reason why. That makes sense.
Yeah, because a lot of people will look up cafes and around, and then they'll come to us for coffee, but we don't actually have a coffee machine anymore. So we used to do probably about 12 or 15 coffees a day, and it just wasn't worth it.
Yep.
So yeah, only because of our times that we're open, I guess.
Yeah.
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 And just our plan for the Cuzzys has changed.
Yep.
Like the whole kaupapa grew, and it just didn't align, like having cafe there, and it just wasn't fitting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're like, no, we'll just drop that and then create what we're meant to create in that space. So
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
We definitely want to hear about that later. Can you tell us how you guys met?
We've both got different. No.
we do. We have different versions.
We have different versions.
Of course you
Let's do
do.
your version. You want to
We
say?
met a couple of times along the way. There wasn't just one specific moment.
We knew of each other.
We knew of each other. TJ had come to the cafe for a few events. I think, what was the first one? Your auntie left, like a farewell dinner. The kids surfing. There was a few like different things. I actually can't remember the first time that we ever met. I know the first time he laid eyes on me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that when you said that you met Krystal, when you first saw her?
Yeah.
What was the line you said to yourself when you first saw me?
Oh, my. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, the line was, damn, I'll give me some of that.
Hangi or...
Yeah, exactly. The honey. Oh, wow. She did a good raw fish.
Yeah.
You actually do a mean raw fish.
Yeah.
That's combined, by the way. It's hers mixed with mine, super raw fish.
It's the bomb. How long were you dating before you got serious?
Couple of weeks.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
even think we did much dating at all. It was just in there.
We hung out a couple
Literally.
of times. I think the first real connection that we had, I invited TJ to lunch because I wanted to check up on him because I noticed that, there was something not right when I saw him one time. Yeah, I invited him to lunch or like a dinner. And yeah, we just started talking from there. And then it was, well, do you want to come to this thing? And then I've got a birthday. Do you want to come to that? And I think it was about 3 or 4. Do you want to come to these things that we ended up having a sleepover? And then, yeah, I think it was real quick because when we both met, I was a single mum with 6 kids at home, but I had 7 children. And TJ was a single dad at home with 9 kids.
I had 8 kids at home.
Oh, 8 kids.
8 kids, but yeah, not...
We both had the older girls out on their own.
Yeah.
And I think we just instantly felt seen by each other. We felt connected and we just wanted to see where that went. But we knew to give each other the best shot, we had to do it combined. And we had to do that quickly because if we started putting our relationship first, our kids were going to come second. And we both weren't wanting that. We were both 2 people that put our kids first, and it was just going to be a challenge to have a new relationship and be a very present parent in 2 separate houses. So we were like, what does this look like if we merged? Which I hate that word.
I was just
Blended?
like, you just
Blended.
said that word.
I said the word because it's been lingering around the background, that word. But yeah, when we decided to come together, it happened quite quickly.
did,
And
yeah.
our main focus was what is required of us individually and what does it look like for everybody else. And we just figured out how it was going to work and then just went, yep, we'll do that.
And what year did you meet? Remember the year?
21?
21.
21.
Yeah.
6? No, sorry.
Almost.
4.
We're coming up 5 years.
Yeah, 5 years.
In May.
Yeah.
So we
Married
met.
in 22.
Yeah, we met in May. Moved in together,
In May?
and then
No.
got engaged in December, and then married the following December.
Oh, our anniversary's coming up in like three or 4 days.
Yes.
Cool.
12.
So
Yeah.
you guys sort of sat down and had a conversation on your expectations of each other, being like, "Yep, this is matching. We want the same things."
Yeah, we went away.
Yeah, we did actually. We went away for a 3-day.
Plan.
Just literally, it was like a business getaway, but we were planning our life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was lovely. Because we knew we wanted each other. We knew our love was really strong for each other. Like it was a love, and still now, like the love we have for each other is just I've never felt before in my life. So I just when you know, you know. So yeah, we just knew, we needed to.
Prioritize
Our
us.
kids, our kids are very important to us, and this is an example that, like, we don't really have much help here either. Like family, all moved away. Like my parents moved away to the Perth, and my sisters are over that way. I got one sister here, and she's moving to Perth too in a couple of weeks. Yeah, so we haven't had any choice but to, do it ourselves. So just like Krystal's got one thing I noticed with Krystal when I met her, she's got an amazing mindset. Like she's a doer. Like she'll find an answer. There's no, we can't do this. It's impossible. There's none of that. It's just like, how can we do this?
That's about mindset to have a.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not. I was actually doing a bit of research on that this morning. Actually, mindset. Like there's all different mindsets, right? But the two main ones will be your fixed mindset and your growth mindset. And your fixed mindset, for those that aren't aware of it, like your fixed mindset is a person that's stuck in their ways, not willing to grow, not looking to change, and just stuck in their ways. Is where your growth mindset is you're open-minded, you're willing to change, you're able to reflect, you're able to look at the future or what you want in the future and change to get that.
That's right.
And obviously Krystal has that mindset to do that. Did you have that sort of mindset as well?
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
No, I feel I've got quite a solid mindset. I feel it's like mindset is more around habit-based. Change your habits.
Yeah.
And your habits sort of is related to your mindset. That's what I've sort of picked up anyway.
Yeah. I think your self-talk, self-talk creates your mindset. So if you're someone that talks negative about yourself and I can't do this, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I'm not willing to try that.
It's that saying, if you think you can or you think you can't, either way you're right.
Yeah, that's
and,
exactly.
It does come down to self-talk and perspective is like a big thing, because a lot of people have a lot of bad things that happen to them and they can focus on that. But if they slightly shift how they see it as well, I think that's the biggest game changer.
Yeah.
Is how you perceive something. And if you have a positive mindset and you just look for the good in it, that can change so much. Does that need to be closer?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I was like, you're looking at that, so I'm like, yeah, you want this in? Okay, cool.
Then I'll have to adjust the sound on there.
Well, that's easier.
And so how were the kids when you guys, did you have any of the kids kind of go, oh, I don't want to do this?
Yeah.
Did you have a lot of struggle with that?
We had a very big age group.
Yeah, huge age group. So my oldest is 27. So yeah, my oldest son's 27.
At that time, there was so many different dynamics in that household in that moment. And, in hindsight, that household wasn't really ready for me. And that's the truth. And I think with our younger children, so very quickly, my kids only had me, and their biological father is and has not been in the picture. So they were used to that dynamic, just having me. But TJ had, been broken up for maybe a year before
I was
I'd
broken
come
up for
along.
about a year. So yeah, my sort of situation, I've got 4 children to an XX. So they're 27 down to turning 21 in March. And then I've got another 4 children to my next partner, and I also raised one of her kids as well, or 2 of her children I've raised. The youngest was 6 months old.
Who just turned 21.
Who's just turned 21. So I'm his only dad he knows. He knows of his biological father, but I'm his dad. He still pops around, has a beer with me, every now and again.
And then we had the 2 girls.
And then my 2 girls, the twins.
The twins.
Yeah. So my youngest are twins. They're 10. So when we met, they were only 5. It was nearly their 6th birthday.
They just turned, Yeah.
And it's quite funny, when we first sort of got together, we're like, oh, we've got all these children. What a shame we couldn't have one of our own. Because after the twins, I actually had a vasectomy. And, we both looked into it, a few months later and found out you can have a reversal. So,
Yeah, right.
So we
did that
this
very
little dude.
early on in our relationship. But yeah, the dynamics in the house overall, in the beginning, a few of the big kids moved out and left because their trauma was coming up with the new stepmom.
Okay.
But I've never looked at myself as a stepmom for the older kids. And instead of, trying to replace another mum, I tried to just help them through those emotions. And I think that was like my biggest learning, was that I wasn't here to replace anybody. I just wanted to love everybody. But I've learned very quickly that people weren't ready to be loved the way that I loved. And that was a bit of a challenge. And it's like relearning and remodeling healthy love, true love, that's calm and that isn't creating, chaos. Like I just wanted to create a beautiful space for everybody, myself and my children included, to heal and be loved, because it was very obvious for both of us that we came with suitcases, not baggage. We had luggage.
Some had more suitcases than others. But they're beautiful suitcases.
And how did your kids think of, like, when you decided to have the reversal and try for another baby?
All the younger kids were excited. They were really excited. They all wanted to have a little brother or sister. I don't know about my older kids too. They obviously love their little brother.
They were navigating a lot.
Yeah, they were navigating a lot
Not
at the time.
just because of our relationship, but just life in general. Teenagers going through their own relationships, figuring out who they were.
And them seeing their father as well, seeing me change from the father who I was to them growing up, and seeing me, father my younger children and also Krystal's kids in a somewhat different way, in a more calm environment, and without the chaos. Don't get me wrong, there's still chaos in our place, but
just a different kind.
A different kind of, without the toxicity of, those sort of relationships. But I could sense a bit of hurt in them, a little bit of resentment as well. So I organised a meeting with my older kids, and just opened up to them, apologised to them, and just said that Dad's just trying to be a better man, not only for myself but for the Krystals and your brothers and sisters, your kids.
And how did your older kids take that? Were they opening to it, or?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yep. No,
Yeah.
they were very open to it, and they there was tears. There was tears, and but it was something that needed to happen. It was actually quite beautiful, actually.
I think I get that. I sort of get that from my children, from the person I used to be to the person I am now.
Yeah.
The angry person I used to be.
Yep.
And I think it's an adjustment. But they're not used to seeing me in this way. And that's like, I think sometimes they're just waiting for me to fall. Yeah. And the anger come out.
Come back,
but don't get me wrong, there's sometimes where I'm just like, man, I just want to be myself, my old angry self for a day. I just think it's that, they're not used to seeing me like that, and probably, but having that, conversation with your children is always good too.
100%.
Because it's your like getting them ready for, okay, I'm not like that, and I'm sorry for how I used to be.
Yeah.
But if there's going to be change, why not now? Yeah.
No, that's right.
I think too, like being open with kids when, especially going through so much trauma in your previous relationships, I don't know, I feel maybe kids just shielded a bit and you don't want to tell them everything, and I get that.
Yeah.
But I think when you come to a point where you're able to talk to them and go, look, this is, Dad, sorry, like this is what happened, this is how I feel. I think kids nowadays are a bit more, they appreciate it.
Yeah.
Do you think that every couple should have a conversation on what they want out of a relationship before they start?
I think it's if you enter a relationship in a season of healing and you have the courage to, it sets the bar high. Because if at the end of the day, to make a relationship work, you need to have good communication. And that's not saying like what I want to bring or what I want brought to the table.
Yeah,
a lot of people are focusing on like, well, I bring this to the table. What are you bringing to the table? But we literally talked about it on the way here, and it was about what we create at our table. So it's more so like what can be created with what we both bring, and it's a great starting point for any relationship to have an uncomfortable conversation, because we don't always want to be like me, but it's not that. Because if you don't have the courage to share your most deepest wants and desires, then you're just going to let the other person have a guessing game on like what makes them happy. But if you can help your other partner, like the other person, kind of like, like a cheat code or something, be like, this is what my love languages are. This is what makes me happy.
Instead of trying to work it out,
Yeah, because then you, instead of spending energy here, or like, you might be like, he might be used to doing something a certain way, but it makes me feel uncomfortable. If I have the courage to say, I would prefer this, or that makes me feel this way, or I have this trauma that actually, that's a deep level. But if you can have that conversation with somebody that you can see yourself having a life with, it's like a jump start.
Yeah. Catapults you.
Yeah.
I think that's why we've grown so quickly too, and achieved so much as well in our short space of time. I was off work, obviously a solo dad at home with 8 kids, trying to get my business up and going as a spray painter, sandblaster spray painter. And then Krystal actually helped me set that up when we were still in our friend zone. Got all the gear and, had a bit of work going on. And then once we sort of got together and moved in together, one of us had to jump ship. So I decided to jump on the Cuzzys waka and row with her, and it's just gone so well since then.
Just before we get more into Cuzzys, I just want to just go into when you moved in together, the blended family.
Yep.
And how your kids like adapted to each other and like the dynamics there. How did that work out? Was there would have been challenges along the way, as you said before, Krystal, like your children were used to just having you around, and then TJ's in the picture, and your children were a bit older, so it's maybe they're a bit more understanding with that. I don't know.
So I went from uncle to dad. First of all,
I think our younger kids loved it because it was like a massive sleepover.
Yeah.
It was a big sleepover, and
they got on really well too.
They did. Yeah. And I think they loved having each other, especially the younger 8. So we have 8 at home plus baby. But yeah, the others did struggle, but we just tried to, for me personally, I just tried to be what I wanted to be in the home.
So at the time though, we actually had 10 children at home. So I had my 2 teenagers.
Well, they were all there at one stage,
all
but
there,
the
13
older
was
ones,
the most.
quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
13 or 14. Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of kids.
Yeah.
So 8 kids. The 8 we have now plus baby. The 8 they were 9 and under.
Yeah.
And the beautiful kids, like when we caught up the other week and I was over your place and all your kids come home from school and they're all coming
They come
up.
and give you a hug.
They're all hugging kids.
They're very respectful kids.
Yeah. Very loving. But yeah, it was, so with the older kids, and a lot of times you might see teenagers start rebelling and like the whole "you're not my dad" or "you're not my mum" kind of buzz. We didn't have that. So when a new relationship appeared or the potential stepmom appeared, and they were older, they were like, "I don't want to feel this. I need to go. I need to leave. I can't be here." And you know, that was like one of the biggest challenges for me, to not make that personal. And not make it about me, because it wasn't. Because I knew coming into this family that there was already a lot of pain.
With a blended family, what would your advice be as from a father, stepfather going into a blended family for other fathers out there sort of going into that situation themselves?
That's a great question. For me, I've basically learnt as I've gone. My first partner I met, I was only 17 and she had a 1-year-old baby, which I raised for 7 years of her life, 7-8 years of her life, and had 4 children to her then. But to answer the question, I think putting the kids first is one thing that I've learned. It took me a long time to learn that, don't get me wrong, but it's not the kids' fault they're here, you know. It's not the child's fault that they exist. Whether they're still in contact with their biological parents or not, while they're in your care, that you've already got.
When you say putting the children first, and this is something that I've like on the fence with.
Yeah. So their needs.
Yeah,
their needs should
okay.
come first, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Like, I don't mean. Yeah. So their needs as young innocent children who don't know how to navigate, you know, these situations. You're putting their needs first.
Yeah, 100% for those younger kids and stuff.
For the younger kids, yeah, for sure. Like, yes, their father's not around, but they have me. So I sort of fulfill that. You know, their need is to have 2 parents, right? So we try and bring them up as if I'm not that stepdad. They all call me dad. It took one of Krystal's sons, Lakin, he's the oldest boy. It took him a while, and you know, I was patient. You know, I never forced him to call me dad or nothing like that. I was always uncle, and all his siblings were calling me dad. Even his older sibling, Kaya, you know, I was dad to her, and he was always uncle. And I never forced nothing on him. You know, kids, you know, they eventually come around. And I remember the first time he called me dad. I'm getting emotional. Yeah, the first time he called me dad, I was like, yes. Yeah. So patience. Yeah. Just be patient with them. Yeah.
That sort of happened with us with Renee. They my grandchildren. Now they would call her auntie.
Yeah.
And then I just felt really, it did sound right because I'm their grandfather. Then they call her Ren's auntie. Like we never force anything on my children or our grandchildren.
No, you can't.
You know, and it just that, you know, Renee's just a loving person, and in the amount of time it was just like, the kids were calling her mum or stepmum, and then because we had a conversation with my daughter and the grandkids, and they were like, okay, I think we need the kids, we've got to stop them from calling Ren's auntie. And then that took time. So we were like, okay, we sat them down, okay, now call her, like, what was the name? And then
I just said, oh, they can just call me Ren's, right?
Yeah.
Like Renee. And the girls were like, no, out of respect, you're more than just your name.
Oh.
Yeah, so
That's
awesome. That was them. Like, I'm not here to go, you call me mum and you call me nan. And like, to me, I think as a person, coming in as a step-parent, those labels don't bother me. You can be Nan Ren's. And I'm just like, yeah, cool. Like,
Well, kids, kids have feelings as well,
Yeah.
If they're not feeling it and you're going to force them to call you something and they're not actually feeling what they want to, what you're trying to get them to say, it's just going to be,
blended families. Well, you've obviously, you've been a stepdad since you were 17.
17, yep.
To you, meeting Krystal and having this family, it was second nature.
Oh, it was. Yeah.
So
It was like, I actually thought about it one time. I thought, what lesson have I not learned yet? why all these kids just keep popping up in my life? But it's beautiful though. Like I love them like my own, and I always have. You can ask anyone who knows me, around my kids. I don't single them out. I don't treat them any differently than my biological children. I treat them all fairly, and I don't know, maybe I'm just born to do it. I also have 5 sisters that are younger than me as well, so I'm the oldest. And I felt, even when they were young, I felt like a father figure as well towards them, even at a really young age, 13, 14 years old kind of thing.
Did you have to look after your sisters a lot then? Were your parents just working, busy away?
Yeah, very busy parents, so
Just took on that role of big brother, hey?
Yep.
Did you guys grow up in Brisbane?
No, I grew up in a little place called Flaxmere in Hastings, New Zealand, yeah.
So you were spray painting business?
Yeah, it was a spray painting and sandblast.
Is that something that you've always done?
Yeah, so ever since I left school, I've basically been a spray painter. So I'm a spray painter by trade. I even have my own little business back home as well. My father had his own spray painting business, panel beating.
Yeah,
so I helped him out for a bit, and then when I moved over here, I worked again in spray painting as a foreman in Strathpine, the smash repair shop there somewhere. That didn't last long because I just wanted to get out of it and try something different. So then started driving trucks. Yeah, just to do something different, working in the construction sort of industry. And
then you obviously went back to running your own business.
Yeah, because the truck company I was working for, they found out that I'm a spray painter. So then here's me spray painting all their trucks on a truck on a truck wage, truck driver's wage. So yeah, I did that for like 7 years.
Do you miss doing it?
No, I do not miss it at all. I love what I do. I love, I've always loved cooking. Okay. So there's no mistakes how I sort of ended up at the Cuzzys.
Oh, that's cool then.
Yeah, no, I really love. I love putting smiles on people's faces, and to do that with food, with kai, is extra special.
Yeah, you're a fry bread too, mean. Oh, the boiler pies.
Oh, did you have one?
Yeah.
Yeah, mean.
Mean as. You had your family day. You had 2 family days, right?
Yeah.
And we missed out. I wanted to get to that second one, but
that was huge.
We couldn't get there.
We love supporting local business and small business.
That,
It's important to us, like even in any aspect that we do now.
A lot of what we love to do too is like connecting people with other people. Like we had, I think it was nearly 20 stall holders at the second one we did, and all the stall holders got to meet each other and just connect.
Yeah.
No, it was good.
Yeah, that's cool. We like that too, connection word, and that's what we like to do here with us.
That's what we want to do with our podcast as well, is promote local businesses that are, doing well and got a good good record, good name, good reviews about them. You know, they're legit, they're genuine people, genuine businesses. Yeah, because you can find people have their own agendas that aren't for the good, I should say.
That's right.
But like yourself and Krystal with Cuzzys, you're beautiful people. You truly are. And we met personally, like I've always known of yous, but I've never really met yous or anything like that. And what was that, probably 2.5 months ago now?
Yep.
Tane Matua.
Yeah.
And that's where we really got to connect there, And then, from there, then we caught up with you,
The
Cuzzys.
So you've both done Tane Matua.
Yeah, we done Tane Matua together.
Have you done anything like that before?
I went to the previous wānanga that they done in the whare, the Te Whare Aiō.
When you talk about a healing journey, is that something that you've always wanted to do, and facing, I guess, your trauma and fears, and how did you find it? Did it help?
Oh, yeah, it does. I've sort of, like, I don't know nothing about healing or anything, or even the need that we needed to heal. But once you dive deep into that space and the results you get from it, it's like, it can be quite addictive. It's like, man, I want more of that goodness. So when I was a solo dad of all my kids at home, so I actually started my healing journey when I was still kind of with my ex-partner, and I just wanted different. I wanted change. Wanted to get out of that 9 to 5, working and, hating Mondays and looking forward to Fridays, waiting to have that beer. I just wanted to get out of that. It was just boring. That's not living. It's just existing, It's just go to work, pay the bills, get up, do it again. I just that didn't align with me. And that's when I sort of started, looking into healing. And we did a couple of men day workshops, which was really great. It was like a kickstart, and met some beautiful men as well, amazing men. Surrounding myself and with good people. Just started listening to reading books and doing that sort of stuff. But I think that was the sort of turning point from my ex-partner and I, because I wanted different. I wanted change. I wanted to be better. I felt like I still had those strings attached. So once those strings finally detached, I was
It's interesting when you talk about you wanting to be better in your previous relationship. It's a similar what you spoke to me about as well, is you get to a point where you want to be better, and obviously it doesn't align with your then partner, or they like you being in that same rut of that existence and change and choosing yourself.
Yes.
That's a hard thing to do.
Yep.
Especially when you got family and kids and stuff, but when you choose yourself and you kind of go, I want better for me, which in turn is better for your kids.
100%. Yep.
For other people out there, females that are recently new into a blended family, what would your advice be to them from a mother and a stepmother's point of view?
I think what is coming to mind now is let your love be the anchor of everything. So lead with love. Love for yourself and love for everybody else. Because you've got to be aware that when you enter a new family, so much has already happened. And, you're not necessarily there to fix anything or repair anything, but you can love through that, because love leads, love heals, and love openly and freely without hesitation, and that things are not always about you. I learned that, I came into our relationship fresh out of a healing season, where I was just getting to know myself, my emotions, beginning to like myself. And so when I entered into a relationship where there wasn't really any space for me, and I say that confidently because that was the reality in hindsight, now that I have come to certain places in all of those relationships. And I always knew that I had to be patient, that control and force was not going to win anybody. And all I really was focused on our whole relationship was just loving openly and experiencing and showing, demonstrating true love and healed love. And yeah, I think that's basically my biggest point for anybody, is just anchoring themselves in love, and letting everything else fold away.
Another question to lead on from that, both of you can answer this. What if there's one of the children or children's, you're getting a lot of resistance, a lot of they've rebelling against either of you or both of you, or not, I'm not talking about you personally, but in another relationship, those people out there, they're probably involved, they've probably gone into a bit blended family, and there's a teenager who's just rebelling and swearing at them and being abusive. Would you know how would you deal with that?
Work out what's best for the child.
Yeah. The first thing that come to mind was when you first meet somebody, you obviously know they've got other children, right? And if you're going to choose that person you want to be with and you know they've got kids, you need to choose all of them as a whole, right from the start. Choose them all as a whole. Because if you're just going to be with that person because you want to be with that person, and the kids are going to grow up one day and they're going to be gone and whatever,
They'll feel that.
100%.
Yeah.
So I think if you're going to choose the other half or the other person and they've got extra suitcases,
You got to unpack it all together.
unpack it together,
Yeah.
work out together. But yeah, so when you choose them as well, you don't have a choice but to, work together with them.
And own that too. Don't turn around when times get tough and be like, your kids.
Yeah.
Because I hate that.
I've done that.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of that. I'm getting better. Like, your kids have done this, and then I actually catch it, but I've caught it after I've said it.
And
so.
it's the funniest thing though, because that was like quite a big trauma in his past relationship, where certain things would be used against him, or like the hardest thing too, which is such a natural human response, is when you look at a child and they look like the other parent. Whether it's, for me, if I look at my kids and I can see my ex in them and I'm just like, oh, or I look at TJ's girls and I'm like, oh, I can see like the mother, like, of course.
Yeah.
Like it's human genetics.
Yeah.
And not like turning that, because I've heard a lot of stories where a lot of violence and a lot of dis-ease comes into a relationship because you're just like your father, or you're just like this, or and it's just like, come on, man, like that's the reality. Instead of like turning that into hate and transition, is it transitioning? Like, is transitioning the word? That's not the word.
Well, it's been personal. You're having a personal dig at the child.
Well, that's why I said before, like, you need to put their needs first.
Yeah.
No matter how you're feeling about them or what your resentment, if any, that their needs must be met first. They're a child. They didn't ask to be here. And
they're learning too and unpacking. And I think when you blend a family that have come from two toxic relationships, whatever level that looks like, as people, as the partners, you know that you're dealing with shit, right? And you've got a lot of wounds and a lot of baggage and stuff for you personally that you, one, don't know how to navigate through, you don't know how to feel, you don't know how to express, you don't know how to behave. Yet we've got all these children that have watched us. And we expect them to behave and navigate their emotions and regulate themselves and unpack their feelings.
If we can't do it, how can we expect them
Like,
to, you know?
that's the biggest thing, is being like, hold up. Like, if you can't deal with your shit, don't expect the kids to know how to deal with what they're feeling. Like, I've said that a few times. It's like, man, how do you feel in that situation? Like, if for this example this morning, one of our girls likes going to school at 8 o'clock on the dot. She likes to be ready and done, but this morning she hadn't done her job. So teacher's like, well, you're not going to, you've done it. And we're in our room and I can hear her starting to mouth.
Slamming.
And she's getting pissed off.
And I'm like, oh gosh.
And I'm like, you've done that? And he's like, how? She should have done her job earlier. She should have done that. She should have done this. And I said, no, because you lead our environment, you lead the calm, and you've just thrown her into some chaos that she doesn't know now how to deal with. And then she's like doing this, and then the other kids start being like, oh, you're not doing that properly, or you got to rinse the glass, there's bubbles all over it. And she's like, just shush, and she's getting all upset, and I can see it, and I know exactly how she's feeling in that moment, but she doesn't know what to do with it. And it's the same when the kids, you know, might hear a slammed door, because previous relationships, they always slammed doors or punched holes in the walls or, you know, yelling or broken glass. And their reactive nervous system is just like, could be anything. And I think it's just really important to remember that they are just little kids that haven't learnt what we've learnt. And that's the biggest point for us, is we actively teach our kids what we're learning in the moment. Like,
as we're learning, we teach them.
Yeah.
Like, if we knew what we, you know now, like, I think our kids have got a massive step up from when we were kids, you know, because we teaching them as we learn.
Yeah.
And I think that's
It's so important, I think,
important.
actively
because we're
being
still learning.
honest. Yeah.
We're not perfect, no one is, but yeah, I think just being
we're always
open.
learning, aren't we? Because none of us have been here before.
No.
Yeah, and just being open with them, you know, because even when I just said we're not perfect, you know, I slip up sometimes. But and just admitting to our kids, you know, taking responsibility for things that we've done.
Saying sorry when we need to. He hates that one.
But
When
I'm getting better.
I'll
I'm
make
getting
him
better.
do go and say sorry. Why do I have to?
But if I say sorry, that means that I was wrong. I don't want to be wrong.
Fine, I'll do
Even when
it.
I'm wrong, I'm right.
So, but it feels good though when you do.
Yeah.
And the more you do it, the easier it gets. Like anything.
Yeah.
I know, I feel still terrible after having to say sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say it like you mean it.
Oh, it's hard to do. I feel like it's like one of the hardest things to do is to say sorry genuinely.
But now I'm
Genuinely.
noticing our kids
Saying
saying
sorry
sorry.
genuinely.
Because like my, you know, some kids, you know, they don't like to own up to things because they don't want to be wrong.
Yeah.
Going to get a grounding from dad. But when you can provide that safe space and re-teach them that it's okay to be wrong, you know, it's okay to mess up, it's okay to do the wrong thing. Just be honest. So sometimes
Removing the disappointment from a family home is huge too. Like removing that shadow of being a disappointment, because then so much else follows that. And again, the kids don't know how to navigate those kind of huge emotions. And so I'm just thinking of my little boy. He has trouble in school, and we're navigating that at the moment, which we have really no idea how to do it, but we're just being honest every step of the way. And, you know, like I'll get frustrated at him and I'll send him off and I'm cooking dinner and everything's going on and he'll come up in the most random times and be very quiet, be like, sorry, I'm like, what is it? And he's like, sorry for being annoying, Mum. And I'm like, oh, oh, that's okay.
I forgot about it, but anyway.
You weren't annoying, but, you know, and trying to teach him too in that moment, you know, like, it's okay, you know, but yeah.
But yeah, just teach him it's okay to be sorry and it's okay to apologise, you know, because that releases the guilt within yourself as well.
Yeah.
Like when you're sorry for doing something wrong, it releases being ashamed or guilty. Then you can just move on instead of holding that.
Yeah.
Like just the other day, I got an email from my daughter. She's only 10, and because at school they have their own email system or something, and they sometimes drop in. It's all new to me. I didn't know they even had that, but she emailed me from school and said, "Mum, Dad, can you please please tell Mum that I'm sorry for the other morning." And I didn't even know what happened.
I didn't tell him about it because I didn't
So yeah, I said to Krystal,
keep our secrets.
Tiara Taina said she's sorry for the other morning. What happened? And then she told me, and I was like, "Oh, that's cute." Like for her to, you know, just email because that was weighing on her, obviously. So she needed to get it out, and that's what we're teaching them. I was quite proud, you know, for her to do that. So
and she was not one to talk and to apologise or to take ownership. But I remember the first couple of times where she'd done something wrong and she was just distraught, like the world had just crumbled down all around her, and she would just cry and cry and cry. And I remember this one time, she's done it about 3 times to the point now where it's natural for her to say, "Yep, that was me." But the first few times, like I'm talking bed, can't move, swollen eyes, wet face, crying, like just a world of emotions. And I just held her and I'm like, talk to me, tell me what this is, like tell me what you're feeling. And once she was able to move, which took like minutes, like half an hour, 45 minutes.
like full on sobbing.
Because she couldn't admit, because whatever narrative was going on for her meant that it was the worst thing in the world. And part of me wanted to be like, just tell me what it is, you know, like I'll give you something to cry about kind of thing, because that's what I grew up with. But I knew that wasn't going to get us to our end goal, which was ownership. Teaching our kids how to own their feelings, their emotions and their behaviour. So it's not necessarily saying, oh, be sorry for what you've done, but it's like acknowledge how that made you feel and making sure that what you're telling yourself is of a positive nature and it doesn't dictate how you view the rest of your future from this point.
A lot of grown adults need to learn that.
I just learned something.
Ownership, honestly.
Own your shit.
Ownership.
Exactly.
Ownership.
Yeah, but even to have the patience of your child like that, to let them just process their emotions, and when they're ready, then they can tell you what's going on.
Yeah.
So then you talk about parents, there's their time management, right? So it's easier to quickly just go, oh, I don't have the time, and, you know, like just do this and just do that. And we're living in a world of just do everything quickly. So I think doing those sorts of things where it matters is where people need to put that more time in.
Yeah, definitely. I think you've got to understand too that raising children is a long game. And, you know, what's your end goal? And that's to raise happy, healthy, mentally strong people. And it's easier to raise that than recover and be that. And for me personally, it was the roughest road to recovery. Survival was, really hard, and it was really rough. Like, I think it was like the roughest time, and I don't want my children to ever have to experience that, because in all honesty, I don't think they would handle having to walk the path that I have. And I wouldn't want them to, but I don't think they could potentially make it in the world that we live now. And that's not saying because I'm like some kind of like super person, but I had no choice. I had to survive what I went through, and I just don't wish it upon anybody, and I certainly don't want my children to have to even walk an inch of that. And so that's always my main focus, is making sure that the way I navigate as a parent, and I don't get it right all the time. Sometimes I am too honest with them, because I can just shut my eyes and the kids are like, be quiet, be calm, like, you know, mum's getting frustrated. And it's like, because that's what I do instead. I used to be a screamer. I used to like scream and yell at my kids, and I don't remember doing that, but I know I did it, and I just don't want to have that energy going through my body, that I get to that point where I have to just be like, because it's not nice being on the other end of that.
What do you to do to build your relationship with all of a house full of kids?
Put a lock on our door.
Moan about them behind the door. Talk shit about them. No.
What the hell are we going to do with that one?
But we make light of it sometimes because, man, if
We don't
you
have a
take
choice.
the-
Like
Do
we
you-
chose this together. So
yeah.
Do you feel as though you have a relationship with your children that they can come to you with anything?
yes,
Yeah, we've made that.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, we've
That's
made
so
that a
good to have,
priority.
eh?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. We remind them all the time. You know, it doesn't matter what you've done or whatever. You know, we're always here for them.
They teach us though how they want to be treated too. For instance, my daughter messages me. She's at high school. Messages me the other day, and she's like, "These girls are talking bad about me," and I've got like really bad trauma around my child contacting me at school because I think they're in a fight. I think some shit's going down, and my heart's and I see that phone ringing, and it's like I'm still navigating this because I just go into like a real bad like state, and I'm shaking, and I'm like really worried. And she's like, "These girls are talking bad about me," and I'm like, "Well, where are you?" Like, and she's like, "They just said I can't do the dance," and I'm like, "Oh my god!" But then I'm like, "It's not a big deal," and she's like, "Are you seriously saying that to me right now? It's a big deal to me," and I'm like, "Oh, I meant they're not a big deal." Like, because first instance, I was like, yeah, it's not a big deal. But then she was like, you know what, right now, it's a big deal to me.
This is
And I'm like,
13-year-old
damn.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, like, da-da-da-da-da. And then how can I make this better for you? Like, you can pick me up at 2:30. Okay, sweet, done. And then it's an easy fix. It doesn't happen every time. But, you know, teaching them not what they need, it's not always going to be met, but that they can say what they need. I think that's a big important thing for anybody in this, in a relationship with anybody, whether it's your children or your partner or, you know, like your parents. Like, you know, being able to say, you know what, I need you to hear me out, or I need you to not behave that way, or talk to me in that tone, you know, like it should be common.
That's another thing
practice.
with kind of navigating as well, as allowing your child to have a voice, but there's a fine line, you know, because we were taught don't talk back, you know, respect your elders kind of thing. We weren't allowed to have our voice, but we want our kids to have a voice. Otherwise, you're just going to be shoved in the corner. And,
when we were kids, the old saying was, be seen and not heard.
Yeah.
That's
But
right.
how much stuff got swept under the table and people got away with stuff
Oh,
because that was the narrative, that was the norm.
Yeah.
Like, oh, the kids know not to say anything, so I'll do whatever, you know? And so it is hard. I think the hardest thing too for us as parents is steering away from what we experienced and how we were raised, and becoming the parent that we want to be and creating the space that we want to give our children, because it's completely different. So not knowing if you're getting it right every time as well is is hard.
They say that this is the children these days, generation is the hardest to grow up in with all the social media. But I also think that it's the hardest generation to be parents of. From when we were kids, we were told what we had to do. We were told what we can and can't say. We were hushed. Things were swept under the carpet, as you said, Krystal. And then now, as parents, we have to give our children, I wouldn't say that's not the right phrase, that our children have been given a voice now. And that's even been pushed through the schools. Ring the police if you get hit. Like, I remember when my kids were little and it would be like, I'll call the police on you. You're like, what? But like, imagine saying that when we were kids.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's really important when you were speaking then the word boundary came in place. And the same with feminine and masculine energy. So it's the same with parent and child energy. It's like knowing your place. I remember I had a situation with my oldest daughter who's 22 now. This would have been about 6-7 years ago. She had a friend over. I woke up and this friend had vomited all over her room, and they had taken half a bottle of vodka and drunk it. My daughter didn't, but her friend did clearly, and it was all over the room. And I'm like, oh my gosh, waking up in the morning. But I thought that she had food poisoning. I didn't notice until I saw half the bottle of vodka gone. And then I told my daughter, go and have a shower, get yourself sorted, use her in trouble, you're washing some walls. And she was like, you can't talk to me like that, I'm leaving. And then whatever happened with her in that moment while she was showering, she knew that she was in the wrong. Something just dropped for her. But I was like, oh my God, my daughter's going to leave. And I felt like I had no place to stand, no ground to stand on. And I said to my daughter, my neighbour, who had 2 older children and 2 younger children, I said, she thinks she's going to leave, but this is what's happened. She's only going to leave if you let her. And then that was my moment as a parent when I realised, I am the parent and you're not leaving. And then thankfully, she got some common sense into her while she was having a shower, and she didn't come down, and she cleaned the walls and did what she was meant to do. But I was ready to stand in her way and stop her. But I think too many people nowadays are too scared to stand in the way and stop their children from behaving or acting up. And I think it's really important to know your place as a parent. But I believe that you have to know your place within yourself and give yourself authority to show up and parent, because we don't have to be their friend. We have to be their parent. We can be cool with them and, have jokes and whatever. But I think a lot of parents these days want to be friends with their kids. And I think that's where the lines get crossed. You can have a friend-like relationship, but you're not their friend. You're their parent. It's an easy way out. It's a cop-out, I think. I'll call it for what I think it is, and it's easier to let them do what they want. Because parenting's hard.
In that situation you were just saying about your daughter and stopping her, I think the way I would have dealt with it would have been total the opposite.
Yeah, me too.
I would have packed her bags for her.
Where you go then? See how you find it. Yeah.
Oh, could I have some money for this? You're on your own.
Yeah.
This is what being on your own. If you want to leave, you're on your own. This is what it's about.
Yeah.
Tell me what one of the hardest things getting together as your blended family, what was probably one of the biggest hurdles that you guys had?
I honestly can't think of one. I know you got one. I can see it in your eyes.
Well, tell me what the biggest blessing was.
She is my biggest blessing. Yeah, honestly.
Oh.
Oh yeah, what's your biggest hurdle?
Yeah, mine was not having a place in what was already there. Yeah. And that was the hardest thing. That was the hardest thing for me because I'm only just coming out of that feeling of not so much not being accepted. There was just space already being taken up. And it was like, yeah, there wasn't, like I said before, like it wasn't that nobody liked me, but it just was, I felt there wasn't enough room for me.
How long did you feel like that for?
I've only just gotten over that.
So that's 6 years, pretty much.
5
Been
years. 5
to-
years.
5 years, yeah, 5 years.
Yeah.
That's a fairly long time, eh?
Yeah, yeah,
She's been patient.
yeah. And it's been, it has been really challenging because, like I said, I entered into our relationship just out of a healing season. So I had just learnt how to like myself and being put into a situation where I felt I wasn't necessarily accepted or liked, and having to really walk out my grown woman journey and like act accordingly to what I believed was really, really hard. And to know better and then to do better was really, really hard as well, because it was like I had just learnt something and had to put it into practice straight away. And yeah, but patience was a big thing. Learning how to make it not about me was another big thing. And just knowing that our love was what kept us strong, and sharing that openly. It's not like this is the first time TJ's heard like I felt like I didn't belong, because I shared that and he held that space for me, and never playing into either side, never making what I felt a big deal or less of a deal as well. I think that was the biggest challenge. Yeah, there were times that I'd cry about it but never speak about it, and just trying to navigate that healthy in a healthy way. Yeah.
When you were putting baby to sleep earlier, we were talking to TJ, and I can't even remember what the question was, but it led into TJ getting quite emotional with, because one of the boys, the first time he called TJ dad. How long did it take for his children to call you mum, and what was that like for you?
So only 2 of the younger 2 call me mum. And that happened quite early on because they were only 5. And so I was there, and then there was 6 other children calling me mum. So there was no, can I call you mum? Do you want to call me mum? They just started calling me mum, and I didn't mind. We were just so busy in life that it was just the perfect timing. It was natural. It was what they wanted to do, and I loved them, and we were on like a mission of running a home and pumping all these kids through school and feeding them every day. So it was just the natural progression. The other 2 teenagers that were still living with us at that time were struggling. It was never in our home, like they never had to call me anything. It was just a direct conversation. I was like so readily accessible to them. So they never had to call me by name ever.
Like a number of times, like those 2, like Jada and Brooklyn, they're at the time maybe 12 and 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, 12 and 14. You know, they really struggled without their mum. So should you take them down to the beach and do some healing with them and all that sort of stuff, which I thought was so good. Like
Just tried to navigate through seeing people in pain and help them with the skills that they didn't have. or the understanding, because, you know, like one of them felt so angry and started behaving like that when, you know, you can't look at somebody and just see anger. You just see their pain. And so, I don't know, I just had no other choice but to try and help them through that. And then, you know, I took it upon myself to help the mum come back. I was like, your kids need you. Like, what do you need in order to come back and be here for them? And so, yeah, I don't know.
That's so big of you.
She's
to be
amazing,
able to do that.
Even gave her a car for like 3 months.
Oh, and then I did just the dinner with Lisa.
Oh, yeah,
So Lisa's TJ's first partner with the 4 kids. But when the other mum came into the picture, the first mum was never allowed to be spoken of, and it was quite unhealthy and all of that. And then TJ's daughter had a baby, and the mum came up, and I organised them to have a dinner together. And
That was the first time we'd all sat at the dinner table together.
it was the
very
first time the children had experienced
Their
all
mum
of the
and their dad.
siblings and their mum and their dad together, which was huge for their healing. And there were a lot of tears. I held like a little ceremony where I just gave them all a crystal each and burned some sage, like heaps of sticks of sage. And just played some beautiful music. And
I think we ran out of stage. We need more.
and
Get rid of this negative energy.
yeah, and it was
Tension.
just a really beautiful. It was a beautiful time. But it didn't end there, because I still said to TJ, there's soul ties, you need to go and apologise to that woman. And he was like, no.
I don't
There's
know, nothing
nothing
to
there.
apologise for. But then really there was. So I did that. Just her and I just took responsibility for the partner I was to her and apologised. And man, the weight that came off me was, it was unreal.
Yeah, that was one of my.
But I have
proudest
thought of a
moments.
hurdle. I have heard of my hardest hurdle, actually. It's right, my love. It's not about you. Because that's what I was trying to relate it to, like our hurdle between us. What is it? But now the hardest thing for me was knowing that my family, my older kids and my parents, and a few of my older a few of my family members, although they never said it directly, I just knew that they thought I was moving too quickly. Like, trying to, not justify, but trying to get them to agree, not that I needed their acceptance for it, but just wanted them to trust me, Yes, I was. Our relationship was moving very, very quickly. But I just knew that, she's everything I've ever wanted. So, a healed, a strong wahine toa. And loving. Yeah. See, that was the hardest thing for me, I think, is knowing that, there were some doubts coming from my own family. But I did it anyway.
And that would have been hard, obviously, because you're close to your family.
Oh yeah, very, very close to my family. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be hard to accept. How are they now?
Oh, they're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're. I think we just do us and they do them, and we check in now and then. But yeah, no, they're like really happy for us.
I think I've tried to help TJ to be aware that previous relationships and previous relationship caused a lot of trauma within the extended family that had to be repaired. And you know, they still have that. They still held that. Because I think when we move on with life, we expect that everybody else has moved on or forgiven or healed or, you know, has this new insight or this new feeling. And, you know, it's not always the case. Sometimes some people are still left in how they are feeling from a certain situation. And then when somebody new comes in, they don't know how to trust that person won't do the same things that the previous person has done or, you know, behave in a similar way. So the TJ moving on quickly with me, as he shared, he did that in the previous relationship. So straight away, people are like, that's a habit. Yeah. And then, is this going to happen now? Are we going to lose our brother again? Is this going to happen? You know, whereas that was not me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would never do that.
Yeah.
You're smiling.
Yeah, I'm smiling.
I feel she doesn't get a fair shot. You know
a clean slate.
A clean slate.
I call it a clean slate. Yeah. I never got a chance to really show who I was from the beginning, but my patience and time has made that more evident. The love that I pour. Hi, Tata.
Hey. Did we introduce you?
Yeah.
This is Cody, whānau. Cody. Hi.
Ja.
You'll be on a podcast years to come. Yeah, I'll be on one.
Yeah. Oh, I've been there, done that.
Yeah.
I'm a pro now.
Moving into the business sort of things now. How did that go with, as you explained before, TJ, like it just seemed natural for you to go into Cuzzys Cafe back then, now
The Cuzzys.
the Cuzzys, and you've always had a passion and love cooking, so it just suited for you to go there.
Yeah.
How was the transition for both of you? What was the discussion like for it? How'd that go?
I don't think there was really much of a discussion. We just sort of slipped into the spot, and I just basically done what, you know, Krystal's.
I was struggling.
I was going to say, Krystal, is it fair for me to say you were struggling?
I was struggling.
She said it for me. She was struggling, you know.
Yeah.
From
kids.
business, personal?
Just everything.
Everything, yeah.
So about 6 months before I met TJ, I had a massive breakdown.
Hey, trying to take the show.
I had a massive breakdown, and I actually shut the shop for a little bit, for about 3 weeks, and I was at the most darkest point of my journey, where I was almost giving up. I fell into like a deep depression where I had truly felt depressed, stuck on the couch, couldn't get up, and just so alone with it. And then I kind of tried to get back into it. And then me and TJ started like hanging out. And that's why when I saw him
Then a hero came along with the strength of cat. No.
Keep going.
Yes, basically that. Swept me off my feet. So when I saw TJ in his dark moment, I just felt obligated to check in. And then once he sort of started helping me, it just kept flowing. And this one day I was sitting in my shop, and an old acquaintance came in, and we were chatting, and then she was sort of like, what would it look like to open up another Cuzzys? Because I told her my goal was to open up a few. One for each of my kids at the time, because I don't have I don't come from money, and I don't have a backup plan. And so I was like, yes, like jumping on this opportunity. And I was just seeing TJ, and we were talking about it. And I was like, oh, what, this is what I'm thinking. He's like, I can do that. I can build that. I know how to do that. I can tile. I'm an electrician. I'm a plumber. All of these things.
Master of all trades.
And long story short, we basically opened another Cuzzys in the Gold Coast. And then that business partner didn't feel like it aligned with her having a partner, because it was meant to kind of be like two single mums, kind of like tackling business kind of thing. And so she left that, and then we were just doing two shops.
2 Cuzzys.
Yeah.
All these kids. One on the Gold Coast, one north side.
Yeah. It was crazy. It was intense. I do not know how we did it.
I don't know how we did it.
And life all in between. But then, we ended up subleasing the Gold Coast shop and just putting everything into Zilmere. But we've always had, I think the thing with me and TJ is that when we put something out there, we just figure it out. We just find a way, and it happens. Because my brain always just I don't know, I just go into I got to find a way. I'm just programmed that way. I'm a manifesting generator. Do you know human design? I would strongly recommend looking at human design, because that was one of the biggest changing points for me personally in my life, was understanding who I was. And that was understanding my human design, because it was like a penny drop. It was just like, oh my God, it's okay to be me, because this is who I am. I'm a manifesting generator. So I like to have 100 things going on at once, more than one thing. So I just operate better when I've got to work out all of these things. But so when we just came together, it's just, I don't know, there's been no real plan, but staying, we have one lane, that's our lane. It's your strengths and my strengths, and whatever you do better than me, you do, and whatever I do better, I have to remind TJ to let me do.
I like to do everything.
He likes to do everything. I can do this too. I can help, and it's okay for me to help. And just being gentle in those moments where, having baby, being pregnant, TJ took a lot on. And then afterwards we ended up in an emergency cesarean, and I had 6 weeks off, and, I could do stuff, but I was still limited. And then TJ's just been in such a habitual mode that he forgets that I can help. And it's just gently reminding him that, yes, you are amazing, but I'm also amazing.
Sound like it's kind of gelled.
Yeah, we have gelled together.
Yeah.
Quite nicely.
Yeah. And for me, can Mummy talk, darling? I did create, the Cuzzys originally, but I always have this sense of accomplishment, and I have this weird kind of understanding or mindset or perspective that I created it in a way for him before I even knew him, because he's the perfect Cuzzy.
Excuse me.
It fits him. It fits him so well. Recently, all TJ's family was here for his mum's 70th, and his sister's partner said to me that that's just beautiful food and it suits him so well. And I was like, it does. Yeah. And I just felt like the biggest achievement, because creating a space out of survival to it aligning so perfectly with the man that I love is such an accomplishment. I feel like it was meant to be. I feel like his purpose is leading us in this journey. And I think that's another thing around blending families and coming together later in life and settling in our masculine and feminine energies, and letting him lead when I've always led myself has been one of the biggest changing points in my life, is not just putting down the wall, but letting him lead with confidence, and I can trust that he will lead us well and lead us with pride. And I don't know, I just find it, I just am so like content with that I'm like, yeah, I feel really like that's my success. Like that's where my success lies, and where we are at as a couple, and how we can live authentically and truly, because we let those masculine and feminine energies like play out. Yeah.
Was that hard for you to do at first, let the walls down?
Yes and no. TJ actively chipped away at those walls. And so not just breaking down pieces, but also filling them with security and truth and safety. Because my whole life I've never felt safe, for as long as I can remember. And I've always had to survive, whether it's my emotions, my mindset, my mental health. I've been surviving. And then being in a relationship where I'm not fighting to be seen, to be loved, to be heard, was very challenging, but also very rewarding. Yeah, it was very different. It was different, but he kept doing it, and he still does it now. That there's proof. Like, I don't ever question his loyalty. I don't question anything. And I think that's a big thing, is like when you know you want to be with somebody, make sure that they're not questioning your intentions or your presence, your love, your honesty, you know, like all the things that you value, you should never question in your partner.
Like for me, that's, yeah, I totally agree with that. Like it's just a nice feeling to be in a new space in a new relationship that you trust.
Yeah. And your nervous system eventually catches up. Like, you know, a lot of times in our relationship, we had to be actively aware of these new moments of beauty. And not be like, oh, this is foreign, like let me run away and create a fight because that's what I know. You know, it's like, oh, let me absorb this and let me like bathe in this beauty and this love. And slowly but surely more of those experiences overrid my fight or flight. My nervous system started being like, okay, we can relax now. We can enjoy this life. Like the life that you knew you wanted, that you deserved is here. And now we just have to enjoy it and live it and be, instead of wanting it, we live it.
Yeah,
so.
we live it and accepting. Because what was it you said to me? I don't know how long we were dating, and this one's like, oh, when are we going to have a fight?
Yeah. I was always waiting for the argument.
Yeah.
I was waiting for it
he
to
was
happen.
always waiting for this argument, and me, I'm not that person.
Yeah.
Like, and I think because I got a lot of that, so I'm just not like that.
And raising our kids and, you know, those around us to be aware that that's not normal. Like, it's not normal to fight and have, like, holes in the walls and, like, be toxic and, you know, all of that. That's not normal. Like, normal is love and respect and, you know, like, I think that's a really beautiful point or legacy that we get to live live and leave now for the generations to come from our bloodline is that love and respect looks like this now and not what, like, our kids and our grandchildren aren't going to know what we know. And I think that's like amazing.
Yep.
I think that's like, you know, that's a achievement. That's like a life achievement to know that our grandkids won't have to heal from things that we have.
So it's just, you're talking about having Cuzzys in Gold Coast. So how long did you have that before it was just like...
Too much.
Yeah.
2 years, But our there were 2 significant breaking points. There was a lot of travel that was not predicted. Staffing was an issue. Quality became an issue. Somewhat not... things were just going missing was becoming an issue. And then when we turned up one day, all the power was off and we lost everything there because we were only open like 4 days. So then by the time we turned up, everything had gone and we were just like, oh, this is not worth it.
Yeah.
And we had our kids and all of that. And then we actually miscarried, and we both really struggled with that more than what I thought we did at the time. And so because I came from a place of extreme numbness in my life, when these huge emotions came back up for the first time in our relationship, I really didn't know how to deal with it. And so I sort of slipped back into trying to numbing everything without my coping mechanisms. And so we were struggling, and then we just thought, nah, let's just shut it down. It's not worth it. And we're just lucky that we went to a couple of business seminars before and learned a few skills about how to exit a business without like being left in debt and all of that. So we just exercised our knowledge that we had.
Yep.
And basically subleased, I think, about 10 months of the remaining of our lease, and then sold what we had in there and just, walked away from it. Yeah, so it was bittersweet. It was like we were excited to kind of let that part go. And we learnt a lot. We learnt that, you know, we wanted to go on a franchise journey with our brand, but we wanted to build that up and then create a business model and perfect that business model. So we put everything into one location and, perfected that, turning it into a franchise that's going to launch next year.
That's
cool.
Awesome. That's big news. How
Yeah.
exciting.
Is this the first to be put out there, or have you put it out on your socials?
We've talked about it, but we haven't set a actual time frame because we had baby. So we set out on this journey and we're like, we're going to franchise, and then not that far into the journey. So we're with a company that's doing all the logistics of it, all the legal side, all the creating and everything like that. And then we found out we had baby, so it sort of was like, can you check this off? And we're like, oh yeah, like, you know, and then everything sort of stretched out a little bit. But that's the beauty of being in control of it. So, yeah.
Yeah, so, very excited.
Very
about that.
excited about
is
that.
So exciting.
And have you got, like, I don't know, what do you call them? People in line to jump on
Potential
the franchise?
interest. Yeah,
Jump in?
there's a little bit of interest out there, but
We've talked about it to a few
Yeah.
people, but that was before baby.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think because it's sort of like dragged on a little bit, we
Yeah.
haven't actively been
we're confident
doing it.
though that
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect timing, like building our kaupapa and really sharing it through like whānau days, social media, letting people know more about us and aligning all our platforms. You know, we've just started a subscribers list. We're going to change our own personal social medias to more of a brand style. And then, yeah, it's just, it's just perfect timing. We literally said that. So we just spoke yesterday at a business mixer down in Woodford. Is that Woodford?
No, Waterford.
Logan Way. And as we're driving, we're like, it's such all perfect timing, you know, like just starting to put ourselves out there confidently and making sure that how we are perceived to our community and to the public and to people that don't know us or haven't experienced us personally, like face to face, we'll get to very soon, which I think is really cool. I'm really excited about it because we've had to grow through this journey as well and really learn and also believe that we were worth
that's the biggest thing.
Worth it.
Yeah. And we're good now. Like, we're quite solid in our worth now. Like, we've come a long way in the last 3-4 years at the Cuzzys. Like, we believe in it that much. We want to help other whānau have their own Cuzzys. Like, we've made all the mistakes, you know, we're basically giving, you know, whānau an opportunity to have their own business, basically. And
what's your values in your brand?
our values is, I don't know if you've seen, I changed our logo.
Yeah.
So that's basically our values right there in that logo. So we replaced the map of, replaced the Y on Cuzzys with the map of Aotearoa. Because New Zealand, our people, our culture, that's our why. You know, we're doing it for the people. You know,
it's elevating our culture is a big part. Is, you know, like the Cuzzys kaupapa is really about elevating our culture, our kai, and the way we do business, the way we're seen in business.
One thing with the Cuzzys, and it's not just because I know you either. You walk into the Cuzzys, and you are welcomed. It's love, aroha in there. I'm trying to think of the words. It's aroha when you walk in. We went to another place, and you walk, it's cold. Like, makes you not want to even go there.
For us, the kai that we sell is this much. It's that, you know, it's only it's a small part of it.
Yeah.
You know, living over here in Australia, I know there's a lot of whānau. I felt it, you know, miss home when we first moved here. We miss home, we miss our kai, we miss being around our own people. So yeah, we want to make people feel like they're home.
Yeah.
Basically. Like, we have whānau come there all the time and sit in the back and just talk for hours and hours. You know, they might they'll buy a kai, but then they're just sitting there, and that's okay with us. We want people to feel home.
I think too, like, just to walk in and just to hear kia ora, just even that. We walked in, and
you know what I said to everybody, whether you're Chinese, Pākehā, Indian, kia ora bro, kia ora cuz, you know.
Yeah.
I think one time I went, oh, kia ora, and the lady replied with, kia ora na. Yeah, it was like, I'm not Māori, I'm Cook Island. And I just said, oh, no, the kei te pai, beautiful, kia ora na. Yeah, and I just explained to her, I say that to everyone, whether you're Chinese.
Talofa.
Yeah. But yeah,
it's that nice experience.
It's an experience, that's right.
And that's what you want when you go for our kai, is that's part of it, is the experience, and that's what we felt when we went there.
Yeah.
And then just going to other places, and it's just like so not like that, and you could have the best food and just be in a place where there's no love or anything. It's just
vice versa too, you know, that the one, sometimes maybe the food's not on, like how I know it can be. I might, you know, slip up, forgot to add enough salt or enough pepper, and it might be a little bit off. But if you're greeting them with, you know, aroha and love, and they've already got that experience of feeling welcome, the kai might not be to the T. But
It's
then,
always to the T.
it is to the T. It is always.
Come on now.
I know it is,
now.
but I'm just saying it for an example. They're not going to like pick on those little things, you know. What I mean?
But yeah, no, I was saying like he gets really passionate about how Māori and Pacific Island people are perceived, because Cuzzys isn't just about kai, community or connection. Those are the heart of it, but really deep down below, like the purpose and the passion behind what really drives us is elevating our people all together and just setting that standard a little bit higher, not a little bit, a lot higher. And we do that by demonstrating the quality in our kai, the service that people receive, the community that we create within our whānau days. Like we have, between last time I think we had 18 stall holders, all free of charge, to come and use our space to make their own putia. And, some of those businesses needed that to cover their rent that week or to buy their next supply for Christmas so that they could cover themselves. And a lot of times a few people have been like, oh, why don't you charge? So, but why would I want to? And it's that different mindset.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not in survival mode anymore, and I'm not needing to like grasp at every chance to make money. But for me, it's about making connection and community, and that's more valuable than a
Long
couple.
term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is, because that's the kaupapa, that's the goal, is to bring everybody together and elevate together and rise and actually show the world that we're more than a haka. Beautiful food, we have beautiful kaimoana, and, places around the world pay very good money for that. So then why do we as people bring that kind of food down? It's because we've been trained to do that. Then that's generations back have trained us to think that our traditions are not of highest value, whereas they actually are. And that's what we're trying to bring back.
That's like us, when people ask us about our podcast, it's like, oh, how are you making money? And for us, we're like, well, we're not. We're establishing relationships. We're making connections with people. We're learning. We know it will come after. So it was important for us to build a good foundation on things that we believed in wholeheartedly and to help others.
A whānau day event, it's an extra for us, and it's helping for us. It helps us express our kaupapa in a way that we wouldn't normally be able to demonstrate community. So it's a chance for us to showcase our side, our heart, in a way that people can feel. Because in a world where everybody's normally online, they're more out of touch and disconnected, whereas our kaupapa is connection. So the only way we can express that and let everybody feel that is by creating it.
What would be the cost of charging out like the stalls to come in? If you were to charge them, like what would that be?
I do know an event coming up, and for a stall it's $200 for like a merch store, and then for a food stall it's $400 to $600, and that's just their fees for about 4 hours.
Oh, wow.
That is so expensive. So when you go somewhere, and how expensive food is it at food trucks and food vans, and we're like thinking, wonder how much the council's charging them to be here.
Well, on top of that, if we were to go to that event, we'd have to apply for a license from a certain council area as well, because we have a fixed license, which means we can only stay in our shop.
Okay.
We can take kai and not touch it and sell it. But if we wanted to, say, make some pawa pockets or some rolls like we do on our whānau day, we would need to pay for a license as well, which could be anywhere between $400 to $800. And then the fee of $400 before we even buy kai for it, or packaging and all of that.
It's just a raw, isn't it? Council.
So there's a lot to it, and I mean, it's a lot of work too, those kind of markets. But if you're a seasoned market like our store holders that we've had, they know how to come in, set up, pack down, go home.
Yeah.
Like that's their thing, you know.
On your normal weekend, compared to like your whānau day, how many more people is coming through your doors?
At least double on a whānau day. Yeah.
You know, just sitting down.
2 or 3, it depends. Like our last one, there was, our sales were like tripled, and then the one before that was doubled.
What's been the hardest thing with the Cuzzys? Hardest challenge that you've had to face?
The taxes.
Like the books and the taxes and the GST and the BASs. Like, what people don't realise is how much it costs to have a business. Not only physically, mentally, but financially. It's an expensive investment. You know, for us, we want to be the change that we want to see not only in the world but in our family. That cost is creating a successful business.
But success to us isn't just the money.
Oh, no.
It's
Money is simply just units of choice.
success is like,
it's not a dollar sign.
you know, we've got a lot of kids, and if we needed to close, we can close. We don't have to, ask the boss, or boss, I need a couple of days off here. You just, you close, you stop.
Yeah. I think the challengingest thing is keeping up to compliance as well as operational, because there's so much behind the scenes for our business, for our model. It's not opening a bag of buns and meat patties and slapping it on the grill and making a burger. It's hours and hours of preparation before it gets to a point where we serve.
And you never know how much the prep either. You have like really busy days or slow days. You could prep for 100 people and only 20 turn up to buy kai, and then
we've sort of
gotten better. Keep that bit out.
Keep that bit out. This is the thing with TJ. He downplays like how far we've come a bit, don't you, my love? Like you just said there, you can prep for 100 and only 20 come. And not really. Like you've actually narrowed down your prep like really well. And I think that TJ's still learning how to see how great he is, to see how well organised and well prepared he is, because we get, we sell what we do. If we're having a quiet day, we'll jump on a live and let everybody know, because we've built that community. And they'll show up. They'll show up for us. And that's just such a blessing. Like it's unbelievable actually that what we've created, the community that we've created, that like whānau Day is just a prime example. Like, yes, people want to come and have a look at some Māori and Pacific Island stores, but it's not the only thing they're showing up for. They're not just showing up to come and buy a couple of items from some stalls or a feed. They're actually showing up for the kaupapa. They're showing up for the community. They're showing up for the connection. And that's the heartbeat.
Sense of belonging.
That's what a lot of us miss here in Australia when we've travelled away from home. It's what any culture that has left their home misses, is that sense of connection and belonging. And, a lot of what we create triggers that for people in a good way, because a trigger isn't always bad. I think society, or like the healing gurus, have used the word trigger as a negative, but we can be triggered in a positive way too.
True that.
Like eating the food could trigger a happy memory you had like 10, 20 years ago with your nan, who's no longer here.
I've never thought of it that way either. Like myself, I've never looked at trigger as being a positive. Thanks
Yeah.
for
I think we need to focus more on the positive triggers, eh?
Yeah.
What's been the best about the business?
The best thing about the Cuzzys and the business and what we do is being your own boss, being able to come up with ideas and just creating it, learning on as you go, and just the smiles on all the whānau's faces. Like there's been times, man, like our first timers that come along, they've heard about us and they just couldn't wait. They're literally dancing as they're walking in the doors, you know. And I'm in the kitchen, I'm looking through the little hole there and seeing everyone come through, and just the smiles on their face just, you know, makes me think, you know, it's all worth it. All these hard, long hours that we do, those smiles on our whānau's faces, it's just, lights me up. Yeah, so the future for the Cuzzys is franchising our brand. So helping other whānau own their own business, own their own Cuzzys brand store here in Australia. You know,
In New Zealand, around
New
the
Zealand.
world.
We want to go to the world. We recently went to Hawaii, and we thought, man, what an awesome place to have a Cuzzys, like even a truck, a food truck over there. That would be.
One in Vegas.
When did
the
you go
strip.
there?
Well, I went there for a
March.
breathwork retreat to Sedona. So we stopped in at Hawaii first, and then flew to Vegas, and then drove from Vegas to Sedona for a
Where's
breathwork.
Sedona?
Arizona.
Arizona,
Oh.
yeah. This year, yeah.
This year
Oh,
for
true.
there was about 22 days, 23 days. Yeah.
And that's the beauty of
cool.
owning your own business, you know. You can
Yeah.
work hard, solid, save some, you know, save up, and then go on a holiday.
What do you both admire in each other today?
I admire her strength as a woman. I admire her drive, her can-do attitude, her, you know, there's no, in her eyes, there's no failure in her eyes. There's always learning. She'll give things a go, always willing to give things a go. And I admire her for allowing the space for me to grow into the man that I know I can be, into the man that she knows that I can be. She's given me the confidence to be the man I can be. And just, I admire her patience for that as well. Everything about her is just, ticks all the boxes anyway. Yeah, 100% ticked all the boxes.
That's beautiful.
That space is a big thing for me.
What I admire in my husband, other than the obvious, you know, beautiful man that he is, strong, I admire his journey. I admire the strength that he chose to rise against it all, to heal instead of to continue hardening up, which he's had to do his whole life, just to stop basically dead in his tracks of the way he only knew how and to choose better. The way he listens when, like, actually listens to me when I'm feeling uneasy. The way that he tries to help me in my journey when I'm feeling unwanted emotions for whatever reason they may be, even if it may just be lack of sleep and I'm not feeling my best. He'll always reassure me. And I just admire that we have that kind of level of trust that, you know, when one isn't 100%, the other will always carry. Yeah, so I admire the way he not just listens to my words, but listens to my energy and to my soul.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, aye.
Oh, what guy's this? Where did he come from?
Is there anything you guys want to say?
Thank yous.
Or
Thank yous very
Yeah.
much for this opportunity. like we try and put out, you know, because we want to be here. So any opportunities that come our way is obviously to help us to get there. So this is just one of those stepping stones. So thank you guys, Burning Bridges podcast, for this opportunity and for having us here today. Share our story, a little bit of insights of us and the Cuzzys. Yeah.
No, that's awesome. We're just so excited for you guys in your next chapter. It's really great to see just couples doing good within themselves and their relationships and their businesses and just want to do better. And
For people that want to come down to the Cuzzys and you'll follow yous on your socials, what's your socials that they can follow yous on?
So I think it's still under the Cuzzys Cafe and Bar actually on Facebook. So the Cuzzys Cafe and Bar. But you just type in the Cuzzys and we're basically the first one that comes up on Google as well. So my phone number comes up on there. On Instagram is just the Cuzzys, eh?
Cuzzys.
But we're at 439 Zilmere Road in Zilmere, North Brisbane.
done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Easy, we don't mean to make
Pretend
you feel...
you're on your life.
Kia ora whānau. My name's TJ and this is my beautiful wife here, Krystal, and our baby Jacody. We are the proud owners of the Cuzzys Cafe in Zilmere. Actually, are we Cuzzys Cafe? We're just
No.
the Cuzzys now, eh?
Cuzzys
Start
ladies,
again.
we're on
what-
Burning Bridges podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're watching?
Yeah,
Oh,
watching
Yeah.
and listening.
Whatever.
You're listening.
okay.
Like
say,
you're on your
you're
live.
Crystal. I mean, you're like this. You're TJ and I'm Crystal from the Cuzzys Cafe. And you're listening to...
You've got a good experience with this stuff.
I do not.
Kia ora whānau. Oh, shit. Yeah.
Right, that was like...
Oh my gosh. Am I red?
Take a big breath, Baba.
Oh, yeah.
Shake it out.
I need to eat my own words and do the old... Kia ora whānau. My name's TJ and this is my beautiful wife Krystal and our son Jacody. We are the owners of the Cuzzys and you are watching with Burning Bridges. Oh my gosh. Do you want to have a go?
Okay.
I'll just say, kia ora whānau, I'm TJ, and you go, I'm Krystal.
Okay,
Yeah, there
go.
we go. Oh, no, he's getting hoaha.
Yeah. There we go.
Kia ora whānau, my name's TJ,
And I'm Crystal, and we're from the Cuzzys in Zilmere.
and you are listening or watching with Building Bridges podcast.
Burning Bridges.
Burning.
Building, oh my gosh, building, what the hell?
We're
Where did
building
that come
bridges.
from? We're building bridges after we burn the bridges. Oh my goodness. Burning
Go,
bridges.
start
I
again.
feel better.
Oh my gosh.
Not just us, babe. Just us.
You just say, all you have to focus on is kia ora, I'm TJ.
Kia ora whānau.
Baby. Come on, baby. Kia ora whānau.
Kia ora whānau, my name is TJ.
And I'm Crystal from the Cuzzys.
Mean.
And we'll take that bit.
Yeah.
That's
And
good.
then- and then
or you
just say,
you're
and you're listening to Burning Bridges.
podcast.
Oh, yeah. And you're listening to Burning Bridges podcast.
That's it.
That's it.
More about yous now. Not me.
Waiting for that.
Kia ora whānau, welcome to the Cuzzys podcast. Today we have Burning Bridges.
Bye.